Hi, I'm doing Paul McWhorter's Pico W lessons, and we're up to lesson number 70, and Paul demonstrated how his program went horrendously wrong if he pressed Control C when the servo was still moving. Well, luckily mine didn't, so I've already solved the homework. I'll include a link down underneath this video to my last video in case anyone's interested, because I don't want to have to explain all my reasoning again. But there's also a comment that Keith made about how do you know what context all the global variables and everything like that are in. So I kind of explained my thinking. It might be a bit wrong, but it might help people clear things up a bit. Now, what I don't like, this is my solution to lesson number 69, what I don't like is global variables. I do not like global variables one little bit, but because I'm updating triggered, that one there, in the function within the main core, and I'm also updating it, where are we? Yeah, in the other core, it has to be a global variable, unless you don't make it a normal, just simple variable. If I make, as I said in my other video, if you make that into a list with one element, then you can access it like that. Looks horrible, but it removes the need to make that global there and there. But it would be much better to do it with the class. So I've looked at what people do with the class, and if we look at this, this is a typical thing that people use. Now this is just a class that doesn't actually need to be instantiated. Is that the word? Yes, probably instantiated, because you just have the class, and then you have something up there is a class value. So that is the same for whatever, however many things you go, my class equals class, but no, my class equals triggered, blah blah blah. It will always be there. And to make it more useful, people put at class method decorator. So that is a method that is just if you're using class rather than an instance of it, if you get my drift. And all you do is you put CRS in there instead of self. And so what people do is they just do that, and you get the triggered set, triggered get, and triggered clear. Well, it works, but the get and set is kind of like C rather than Python. People don't tend to do it, so we'll run that. And true enough, it says true, because I've set it, which made it true, printed it, and then I've cleared it, and then it's false. That's okay, but I thought you must be able to do something a bit more simple. So this is my version. I thought, do you really need all those sets and gets? So my class is about the shortest class you could ever have. Class triggered, value equals false. And you would access triggered.value. Triggered.value equals 2, triggered back. Yep. See what happens. Right. You print it. Its initial value was false, so it's false. You make it true, print it, and it's true. Make it false, and print it, it's false. There can be nothing more simple than that. So if we look at my original program, I'm just setting triggered equals false, and then there I'm setting it and I'm looking at it. So my next version is class triggered, value equals false. Got rid of the global variable, and I'm just saying triggered dot value equals true if triggered dot value and triggered dot value equals false, and hopefully it will work. We will just run this program. Right, I'm just going to run this program then. I will press the button and it's moving, so it's still working. It gets right to the end. If I press it again, it's moving. If I go Control C now, it carries on moving and the command prompt won't come back until after it's stopped. Look, good, that works. Now, as well as just having a very simple class like that, class triggered with just one value, you can also do something that is a bit more complicated. If you wanted a whole load of flags and you wanted to encapsulate them in a class, you can just list them out there. That's the first one, second one, and you do exactly the same thing. You can just access the values by going flag.triggered, flag.active, and flag BBF likes burgers, which obviously is true. So I'll run that. There we have it. Triggered equals false, then I set it to true, triggered equals true, active is true, yep, and BBF likes burgers is true. I just thought you might be interested or you might not. Okay, that's my video. It doesn't want to stop.